Hi, this is going to be a very short Friday Reads video. I just want to talk a little bit about what I am reading at the moment. So I finished reading Lovely Dark Deep this week. This is a short story collection by Joyce Carol Oates, and you can check out my individual book review for this. I posted it yesterday, and to sum it up, I would say that this is a very, very interesting collection. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a great introduction to the writing of Joyce Carol Oates. These stories deal with gender, with class, with relationships, and the writing, I found it to be really, really compelling and very smart without being pretentious, which is something that I really appreciated. So I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, I am in the middle, not really in the middle, I am on page 625 of Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This book is 960 pages long, so it's sort of daunting to realize that even though you are on page 600, you still have 300 more to go. So it's a little bit daunting because of its length and its epic scope, but I am really enjoying this. I do have some, not exactly negative things to say, but I do have some criticism. I feel like there are some places in the book, some passages, entire chapters actually in the book that feel a little bit out of place. I feel like the narrative is very propulsive. It's you as a reader, you feel like the story is just going forward and forward and forward, and it's a very exciting, compelling, engrossing thing to follow. But then there are some passages which feel like historical context, which I guess is necessary, especially if, like me, you have no idea about this period of time. But it feels like the narrative just sort of drags down a bit and it sort of stops or pauses. And it's not exactly boring. I don't mean to say that. I am very much enjoying this book, but there are some moments when I just feel like I would much prefer if the narrative would just pick up again and we would just follow Scarlet again. But the book is great. I really like the writing. It makes me think a lot about Donna Tartt's writing, not because it's similar in terms of the actual writing, but the experience that as a reader I get from the writing. You know, Donna Tartt is very much about her writing is very much about the story, the storytelling. And when you read one of her novels, which are very long, not as long as this one, but very long, you feel like you are in the hands of a master storyteller, someone who really has devised or designed a roller coaster ride for you to just jump on and enjoy. And this feels very much like that, except for those passages that feel very historical, very descriptive, and slower pace. But overall, I am really enjoying this. Hopefully, I will be able to finish that this week and make my review because, yeah, I think that's going to be a great book. It's not quite a 5-star book for me, not yet. There's something stopping me from giving it 5 stars and going all the way with it, but I'm really enjoying it. So, I also feel like I want to talk a little bit about some books that I have sort of floating around. It's not exactly a TBR, but or certainly not a rigid TBR. It's maybe like a collection of books that I have in mind that I would like to read sooner rather than later. Hopefully, start one of them this week, and maybe it's like a loose TBR for the future for August. I don't know, but anyway, these are some books that I feel are what I will be needing after Gone with the Wind. You know, because Gone with the Wind is very much a period piece. It's a history piece. It deals with, you know, these epic narrative, and it spans through the years, and it's about, it's like a classic, I guess, like a modern classic. So I want to read something that is just fun and enjoyable and faster paced, and something that I can just read quickly. So I have some books here. I don't know where I will start, but I know that these are books that I will probably be reading at some point in the future, and I just wanted to share them with you in case you have read them or have heard anything about them. Maybe you can guide me. Mother cannot guide you, now you're on your own. You are not alone, no one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Into the Woods, Stephen Sondheim. Anyone? Anyway, so the first book that I have in this sort of loose TBR for the future is, I'm sort of ashamed to show you this, but this is like a YA contemporary romance. I don't like using that word because my self-esteem, I don't know. This is Anything Could Happen by Will Walton. It sounds silly, borderline stupid, but I feel like that's what I need at the moment. So don't judge me. Maybe it's great. I have no idea. Maybe it's just my prejudice against the genre. I have no idea. Now I have Razzle Dazzle by Michael Riedel. Michael Riedel was a critic from the New York Post, or still is. He was a writer, a journalist, theater columnist, and he is part, or was part of Theater Talk, which is a series that you can find on YouTube. It was, I think, on PBS, I don't know. But anyway, it was about theater criticism, Broadway criticism, etc. And this book is his nonfiction take on it's the battle for Broadway. So it's about how in the mid 1970s, Times Square was, I'm just reading off the back, Times Square was the seedy symbol of New York's economic decline. Its once shining star, the renowned Schubert organization, was losing theaters to make way for parking lots. Anyway, I'm not going to read the entire thing. It's just about how Broadway saved Times Square and part of Manhattan. It goes into some Broadway hits such as A Chorus Line, Cats, Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, and Mamma Mia that really helped reboost the city's economy and, New York itself. So this is supposed to be really interesting, and I really like Michael Riedel for all his acidity and sometimes quite egotistical way of writing, but it's enjoyable. Then I have some more YA. This is a book that I have owned for centuries. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender, and I really don't know why I bought it in the first place. Probably the cover, which is really, really nice and shiny. Maybe it's because when I was younger, I read a lot of YA, fantasy YA. This is supposed to be fantasy, I think. I don't read YA anymore. I stopped reading that, but maybe this sort of silly, I don't mean silly in a negative way. I just mean like casual, easier writing. Maybe that will help me, to sort of get back on track and read faster. Then I have a novel that I don't really remember buying in the first place, but I own it, so I must have bought it somewhere, somehow. Somewhere, somehow, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving. Somewhere. West Side Story, anyone? So this is The Gentleman by Forrest Leo. That's a very cool name, Forrest. What? I have no idea what it's about, but it sounds gothic and strange, and the cover is, please tell me if you have read this or if you have heard anything about this. And then I have two books that I am really looking forward to reading. So these are like maybe the most the priorities in this list. The first one is A Horse Walks into a Bar by David Grossman. This was the winner of the Man Booker International Prize, and I don't really remember what it's about because, again, an ongoing theme here in this pile of books is I don't remember buying this book. So I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be entertaining and funny, hilarious, magnificent, ambitious, audacious, accomplished. I love these adjectives. And then the other one is a very recent purchase, so I do remember getting this one. This is beautiful, beautiful cover, The Ascent of Rum Doodle, and this is by W.E. Bowman, or Bauman, I think it's Bowman, and this is a sort of British classic, and I got this from Hatchard's, London, and it's supposed to be a cult favorite classic since its publication in 1956. It's about, you know, these people who are trying to climb a mountain in the snow, and it's supposed to be absolutely hysterical and funny and wonderful, and it's very short, it's beautiful. This is part of the Hatchard's library, so they are incredibly well produced, beautiful bottle green cloth, and they are serialized. So they have a number right there, beautiful end papers, and yeah, this sounds like something that is right up my alley. So I hopefully will be reading one of these books soon. And anyway, that's my Friday Reads video, a little rambly for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can guide me. Mother cannot guide you. I hope you can guide me and a little bit through these TBR. Let me know if you have any interesting thoughts. And that's it. I am just one reader, and I will see you on the next video.